Well, we haven't talked about Young Justice or Season 5 in a couple of weeks, so I thought we could do a little bit of an update because we've had some recent good news, and even Greg Weisman had a little bit to say about storytelling, and that I think reflects greatly on the future of Young Justice. Let's break it down. Well, we still have yet to get an official, full-on announcement for anything new for Young Justice. We do know the trade paperback for Targets is set to come out in July, but beyond that, we're not seeing any plans for our favorite show anytime soon. Now, most of this is due to some big changes behind the scenes at Warner Bros., HBO, and DC Studios, and over the last couple of weeks, many of those details have started to get sorted out. Not only has James Gunn announced his DCU slate, but we've also seen several shows find new homes on other streaming services that fans were worried we were never going to get to see. Dead Boy Detectives is moving to Netflix, Batman Caped Crusader is moving to Amazon, and we just found out the other day that My Adventures with Superman has found a new home on Adult Swim. Now, at this point, DC really doesn't have very many projects that haven't found new homes as of yet, and this means they would be moving into a new phase where projects would be developed, and I think that's where Young Justice has a chance to return. We still know it did very well on HBO Max, always topping the ratings, and still does get some pretty high level of consistent views. The show is very popular, and honestly, I think several streaming services would absolutely jump at the possibility of grabbing that show, especially all 4 seasons, and moving it over to their platform. Now, Greg Weisman and team haven't given us any new news. Honestly, I think he gives us news as soon as he can, and right now there isn't simply anything to say. But the other day, he was talking with a couple of fans over on Twitter. He does that all the time. And he answered a question about telling stories, which I really think tipped his hat to what his intentions are with Young Justice. Now, this question was asked by DT2 Comics Chat. And his question was, what is your thought process on the difference between concluding a story versus concluding a series? And Greg's response is pretty telling. In simplest terms, stories have a beginning, a middle, and an end. Series, unless you kill off your title protagonist, always have more stories to tell, because such is life. Now, this is something Greg has actually mentioned in the past, and honestly, as far as future seasons of Young Justice go, there really is no final absolute conclusion. Now, we know originally he talked about a 5-year plan, but as many of you know, that's creatively like a rough outline, and he's even suggested in recent times it could go up to 7. But no matter what happens, there's more stories to tell. We keep getting new heroes on the show every season, and it allows them to keep moving down the road and telling new tales about these characters. We've also in the past year started to get children of the heroes, and obviously if a show like this went to 10 seasons, those children would grow up, and as many of you know, many of them really do become heroes in the DC universe. Now, obviously Greg's statement doesn't give us any clues about the future of Young Justice. Now, we do know he's totally game for doing another season of the show, and has made it absolutely clear it's completely in DC and Warner Bros. Hands, and they have to make the call. Clearly, if he had the power to do so, this would have already happened. So we're going to have to wait and see when we finally get some good news. I still hold out hope that next year's Comic-Con could actually bring that announcement. Until then, keep using the hashtags Renew Young Justice Season 5, and Save Earth 16. Also, check out the links below to get all the books from over on Amazon. This is how we get Warner Bros. Attention and let them know we really want to see more of Young Justice.